She's got ribbons and paper, a cauldron of glue. With every creation, she's spooking the crew. The black cats purr and the witches all cheer for the magic she spins this time of year. Oh, Indiana Jones, you're the talk of the night, with your Halloween craft shining so bright. Bats and spiders and a ghostly delight. Indiana Jones keeps the season just right.
Welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Indiana Jones, and welcome to a very special collaboration that is hosted by my friends Monica of Up All Night DIY, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, and Lisa of Our Gray House. This is Pause with a Cause, where we're setting out to support a local shelter in Illinois, and it's called Happy Tales. All the information will be in the description down below, but we were inspired to create Halloween and fall pet inspired decor. So let's see what I come up with based on my pets. Now I am going to create my pets to be a part of my Halloween decor this year. I have a primitive Halloween and fall decor. I started it last year and I'm going to continue this year, and I create little characters as part of a small Halloween town, I suppose. And I thought, well, I needed a cat. At least one. I do have a little witch that carries both cats of mine. So I have two cats, Luna and Kuru. I'm going to put them in a picture right here so you can see them. They're adorable. If this is your first time here, you have not seen how the cats also take part in the crafting. So you'll see a tail or a paw or whatever. But today, surprisingly enough, they weren't part of this collaboration, I suppose. So I am using foam clay and a styrofoam ball to create my little kitty cats. Now I made indentations for the eyes, and now I'm creating little cheeks because, you know, cats have those little cheeks things or whatever. And yeah, I don't know if I did a good job. I just had fun because I was creating my cats, and I tried not to push myself to make too many projects today, because usually I like to have, I don't know, 3 to 5 projects in my videos, but today I was just going to focus on making my little kitty cats. So there you can see my little kitty cat face is coming to life. It's looking adorable. Now in the eye sockets, I am planning to create my own little eyes, and you'll see that later with some UV resin. Now here I wanted to define, because this is going to be my black cat who is sneaking over to me right now. I was dreading that she was going to step on any of my computer keys on my keyboard, but she didn't. And because I knew that this was going to be my black cat, I felt like she needed to have a little bit more definition. So that's what I'm creating now, just with a little more of the foam clay. If you'd like to find out where to find foam clay, it's very easy. You can go to my Amazon store, and it doesn't cost you any more, but it does support me and my channel. And yes, it allows me to get ready for Christmas as I begin planning my decorations for the Deering estate. It's a 100-year-old estate that I will be decorating again this year, and I will need some funds for that. So anyway, here I'm making her little ears. So both of my cats are females. Kuru is my little black cat, and it's K-U-R-O, not you. I spelled it wrong from the very beginning. I don't know why. But K-U-R-O, this was the name chosen by Luke because apparently it means black in Japanese. Now I made these ears, and then I felt like the ears were too small and she looked more, I don't know, hamster-like or squirrel-like, or I don't know. So I did create bigger ears. Look, see, they're tiny little ears. So later on I decided to make bigger ears, but it's very easy to work with foam clay, and it's very easy to attach the foam clay to itself. And usually it really blends in very easily also. And I don't know why I used a brush to try to smooth down the cheeks there, and it had some leftover paint, but that's okay because this is going to be the black cat, so it's not going to bother me, it's not going to bother you, it's not going to bother anybody. Right. Okay. So tell me about your pet. I want to hear stories about your pet. Now, my two little kitty cats. So Kuru is my little black cat, and my little Siamese cat is Luna, because she has these beautiful sparkly blue eyes. There's Guru. Now I'm going to use these taper candle holders from the Dollar Tree to create their bodies in a way. But tell me about your cats or your dogs or your pets, any pets that you have. Both of my kitty cats were rescues. A coworker of mine at work had found a pregnant cat and told me, will you take 1 or 2 cats? And I said, if there's a black cat or a white cat, I'll take them. And if there's both, I'll take them both. And if there's more, I'll take those 2. There were 2 little black kittens, and I was ready to take both of them, but one of them had failure to thrive. You know, kittens sometimes just don't make it. And it was the little runt of the litter, and she didn't make it. So poor little kitty. But I was able to get Luna and Kuru by the time they were about 8 weeks old, I believe. I tried to make sure that they stayed as long as they could and they were weaned off, so I didn't have to, feed them milk. And that way I knew that they would thrive and survive and be strong, happy little kitties. And I've had them ever since. Have you rescued a pet? And if so, then you'll be very excited to be collaborating with us with this playlist, because we are going to support Happy Tales, and it is a local pet shelter that is located in Illinois. And I was more than happy to join Monica and Dawn and Lisa as they, support all these cats. Actually, this was all started by Dawn. I love Dawn so much, and she has, I don't know how many cats she has now. I don't know if it's 4 or 5, and she has a dog. She's got chipmunks and squirrels and I don't know, any kind of creatures, any critters. Dawn will be there to feed them and make them happy, because she's just such a loving person. So she was the one that got us all, gathered up to do this playlist. So I hope you take advantage. Look at the information down in the description below so you can learn more about Happy Tales. Now, I created the arms for my kitty cats with this garden wire. I don't know if you've ever seen this wire in Dollar Tree. I love this wire because it's thick, it's very malleable. Now, what I didn't think of is I wanted to put foam around it. And these are like the foam rollers that you use in your hair from the Dollar Tree. And all I did was cut them, split them open, and now I'm going to cover that wire with this little foam. Now, these foam curlers also have wires inside of them, which I didn't think about, but they're a little thinner. So I just wanted this, if I was going to move the arms around, I wanted this to be a little bit sturdier than the wires that are in there for your curlers. So I'm just adding this foam on both of the arms, and that's just going to create a bit more stability for the arms. Now, originally I was going to dress my little black cat like a witch. Made sense, right? A little black cat, Halloween witch. And then I found this beautiful velvet fabric, and I decided I think she would look so cute trying to be a bat, because I think inside her heart, I think she wants to be a bat, because she's always flying around. This cat was born doing parkour. I think she's always bouncing off the walls, flying from one side of the room to another. I find her, way up above. I have vaulted ceilings, so she really, I believe, would love to have been a bat. So for that reason, I decided to just make her into a bat. Now I'm using plaid paints to paint her up. Now you're wondering, why did I mix cinnamon with the paint? What purpose does that serve? Well, I know that plaid, or I believe folk art came out with, and folk art is part of plaid, with velvet paint. And it's a 2-part paint. And I went to Michael's and they didn't have it. And I went everywhere, and I couldn't find black velvet paint. So I decided I'll try my own, which is not as good. I'll be very honest. I have the red version, but I don't have it in black. And I figured if I just use a little bit of cinnamon, maybe it'll give that texture, which it does in a way. It does give a little bit of this, just gives it a little more texture than just the plain acrylic paint that I'm using. Now, of course, the black cat, Kudu was very easy to paint. But with Luna, she is multicolored. She has all these different colors. And she, as I said before, she is Siamese. She has this cute little mask. I always think of it as a little mask, like a little masquerade mask. But it's all these different colors. It's taupe and brown and black and these honey colors. I almost, and then she's white, and it's very, very white. To me, she looks like a toasted marshmallow or like a cappuccino, because she has all the colors of coffee in her and then the white foam. She is just adorable. I love both of my cats. Luna is very attached to me. I don't know why. Both of them are very attached to me. They both sleep with me. They're the sweetest things. They keep me company when I'm crafting. Since they were little, they always sat at my table or at my feet as I was crafting. So they are definitely part of the mystery of my crafting abilities. When I get home tired and from work and I sit down at my stand at my craft table, it's always nice to have them beside me and just join in the fun of crafting. Now for the body of Luna, I'm just adding some of this pillow, I guess it's the pillow insert. I don't know what else to call it. Pillow foam, pillow cotton, whatever you call this. pillow filler. And just to make, I'm not even adding it to the bottom because I'm going to put her in her skirt. And for the skirt, I'm going to add enough tulle so that it gives it some body to the bottom of the skirt. But for the top, I'm creating some body for the top. And oh my goodness, I fell in love with this project after I was done. I mean, it's not perfect. I wouldn't go out and sell this, obviously not, because they're my own cats, but I really feel like they came out so cute. Now I'm going to use UV resin to create their beautiful eyes. So Luna, as I said before, has these beautiful blue eyes, and they're very light. They're very, very sweet, very pretty eyes. Now she reminds me of another magical cat. If you've ever watched the old movie with Jimmy Stewart, my favorite actor, and oh my gosh, I forgot her name. The beautiful blonde. I forgot her name right now. But anyway, Kovac. Something Kovac. I remember her last name. They were both in a movie called Bell, Book and Candle. I love that movie, Bell, Book and Candle. And she is a witch. She portrays a witch. And yeah, it's a very interesting story. She has a beautiful, because of course they have familiars, and her familiar, instead of being a black cat, they chose this very beautiful Siamese cat with big, beautiful eyes, blue and I think Kovac also had beautiful eyes. I believe they were blue or green. So I always remember the cat's name is Pyowacket, and I always thought that was so interesting. It is such a fun movie to watch, especially during Halloween. It actually takes place in Christmas time, so that's the first Christmas Halloween crossover before Nightmare Before Christmas. So if you get a chance this Halloween, check out Bell, Book and Candle. You'll really enjoy it, and you'll wonder why did they not make another one. It's so sweet, it's so fun, and yeah, I really like it. And from what I understand, that's that one, and I Married a Witch, which is with Veronica Lake. Yes, Veronica Lake. She's adorable as a witch. Both of those movies inspired the sitcom series Bewitched. So watch them both if you like witchy type old-fashioned movies. Now let's make Kudu's eyes. I don't know why these eyes were driving me nuts. They were getting stuck to my fingers. They weren't sticking with the E6000. So all I'm using here, and I'm sorry I should have described it before, all I'm using is a little bit of E6000 on both eyes, and then I filled in the little white gaps with black paint. And look at how cute she looks, and I think she looks adorable with this black velvet poncho to make her look like a bat. And I was also getting tired. I really didn't know what else to do with her, so that's why I just made the black velvet poncho. And I added some more details with the little mouth, and now I'm going to make I decided to make her into like a gypsy. I don't know. And I didn't know. I just didn't want to get the sewing machine out. I was working on this day after work. And I really, really look forward to coming home, having dinner, talking to Luke, and getting to, craft for a couple of hours before I go to bed. So I try not to complicate it too much. And this way you don't have to feel like it has to be complicated if you want to do something similar. And I think it's adorable that now every Halloween I'll pull out my 2 little kitty cat friends as part of my, Halloween decor. My friends. They're my babies. What am I talking about? They're not my friends. Those are my babies. If you have pets, you know what I mean. And tell me what, please mention down below, what are your pets' names? What are they? How many pets do you have? Who is your childhood pet too? So here I'm making like a little orange poncho. I'm just using orange fabric that I had in my stash. And it kind of looks like a kimono, like she's a Jedi. I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing here. I was just adding fabric. But then I used this beautiful floral fabric that I also got from the dollar store. And I really pulls everything together, and I feel like she looks like a little gypsy with this fabric. And then I'm going to add just all of the embellishments that I need to add to this, including a little flower. I wanted to find a button. I couldn't find a button. And of course I belted her dress, and I added some more items, and you'll see later in the final reveal how cute they look together. I found this cute little vintage cat at Goodwill for only, I think it was $2.50 or $2.99. I can't remember, but I thought it was just so adorable. The only thing that irked me were the colors. I don't know why the white was so white. I just didn't like the white. It was too blah. So I decided to add some yellow to the eyes because I felt like that made it more vintagey. And I also added a little bit of yellow to the ears, and I think that fixed it up quite a bit. But then I was bothered by the white outfit and the fact that the black area, the black ruffle, you couldn't really see the details of the black ruffle. So I decided to fix them both. So here you see that I started painting the bottom orange. I just didn't like the white. It didn't look Halloweeny enough. So I decided to paint it orange, and it was very hard to match the orange on the stand to the orange of the outfit. And I tried my best. I was having troubles with the paint like staying on for some reason. I guess it wasn't matte enough. I guess I should have put some Mod Podge on the whole item before I started painting it. But anyway, I tried my best to paint around all the stars, and I think it looks so much better just having more of the orange instead of that stark white. I didn't like it at all. I wanted more orange. I did put 2 coats of the orange paint on the body of the cat, and now I'm using a dry brush with a little bit of white just to make those details pop. You couldn't even see that there was a bow up there or all the beautiful ruffles. So I thought this would help it so much more. Again, I absolutely fell in love with this. I love those springy little vintage looking items that you can see at the stores. But I was so happy I was able to buy this, and I believe it was $2.99. And I think it was well worth it because the original price was something like $11.99. It was still, the sticker was still at the bottom of this little critter. So I think it's much better now with the yellow and the dark orange, and now with the white. So let's have a final reveal of my little kitty cats in my Halloween decor. Thanks again to our hosts, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Lisa of Our Gray House, and Monica of Up All Night DIY. Please remember to check out the donations link for Happy Tales Animal Shelter in the description down below, as well as their channels and all the channels that participated. Thanks again for stopping by, and if you enjoyed this, remember to like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and live the adventure. And I'll see you very soon in another spooky fun video.